bright future. Every student matters.
Now let's look at another component of the planet Earth, which is hydrosphere. Now hydrosphere is basically Earth's surface which is covered with water. So that is called hydrosphere. Okay, if you look at planet Earth, then you'll notice that most of the planet Earth is covered with water, and less than what the area covered by water is, less than that the land mass is present. Okay, so 70.8% of the Earth is covered with water, and the remaining 29.2% is covered with land. Because of the fact that most of the area of planet Earth is covered with water, it appears blue from space. If you go to the space and look at planet Earth, it looks blue because most of the area is covered with water. Because of that fact, Earth is also known as the blue planet. Okay? Now hydrosphere mainly consists of oceans, large water bodies, okay? But it also includes other water bodies such as inland seas, lakes, rivers and underground water as well. Okay, they all form part of hydrosphere. Now, like I said, most of the area, majority of the area or most part of the Earth's surface is covered with water. Okay, now 97% now of all the water that is present on Earth, 97% of that water available on Earth is water which we can find in the ocean. Okay, now we may think that we have too much water because there's too many oceans. We have large oceans and we can never run out of water. But we must remember that these water from the ocean, they are salty and they are not suitable for drinking, for using it in our household chores, for other uses. Okay, we cannot drink and consume that water. It's too salty. So we cannot depend on the ocean water, which is salty. We have to depend on fresh water. Fresh water comes from glaciers and underground water. Okay, and the percentage of the fresh water available on Earth is a very small percentage. So you can see out of 100, 97% is the ocean water, which is salty. That means only 3% is fresh water. Okay, so we don't have plenty of fresh water. Okay, and we waste so much of water every time we drink, we wash our hands, every time we ask for water. We are very careless. So we have to be responsible towards our usage of fresh water. Okay, now let us look at oceans. What are oceans? Oceans are large areas of water or water bodies. They form a major or most important part of hydrosphere. Okay, the component of planet Earth. And oceans, there are many oceans. Okay, so oceans are many. Like if you look in the map of the planet of Earth, then we see that there are oceans like Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Antarctic Ocean, Arctic Ocean, etc. Indian Ocean, right? Now the ocean connect each other with water. Okay, so Pacific Ocean is connected to Indian Ocean. Indian Ocean is connected to Atlantic Ocean. Atlantic Ocean is connected to Pacific Ocean. Pacific Ocean is connected to Arctic, Antarctic Ocean, etc. Okay, so all that shows that how oceans are connected or interconnected with each other. So the oceans or the water that we get from the oceans, they cover nearly 3/4 of the Earth's surface, nearly 3 parts of the Earth's surface out of 4 parts. Okay, so they occupy huge area. Okay, now in the world there are 5 main oceans, and they are Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Arctic Ocean, Antarctic Ocean. Okay, so let's look at them one by one. Let's look at the Pacific Ocean. Now, Pacific Ocean is located between America and Asia. Okay, between the 2 continents. This ocean is the largest and the deepest oceans of all the oceans. It is bounded, okay, it is bounded by Asia and Australia on one side and South America on the other side. Okay, now let's look at the Atlantic Ocean. Atlantic Ocean is located in such a manner that it separates America from Europe and Africa. So the Atlantic Ocean separates the continents of North America and South America from Europe and Africa. The Atlantic Ocean is the second largest ocean in the world. Now let's look at the Indian Ocean. Indian Ocean is the only ocean which has been named after a country. Look at Pacific Ocean. Is it named after a country? No. Atlantic Ocean? No. But Indian Ocean is the only ocean in the world which is named after the country India. Okay? Now it is bordered by Africa, Asia and Australia. Alright? The Arctic Ocean. Arctic Ocean is covered mostly by ice. Okay, it falls, or it is located in a very cold region, so it is covered by ice throughout the year. Now there is a small stretch of water which connects the Arctic Ocean with the Pacific Ocean, and that small stretch of water is called Bering Strait. So Bering Strait connects Arctic Ocean with the Pacific Ocean. Okay. Now the last ocean is the Antarctic Ocean. Now in the Antarctic Ocean there are no bordering land masses, meaning there is no land which borders the Antarctic Ocean. Okay, so these were the 5 main oceans in the world. Now some of the things which we have to remember. Now we know what oceans are. Oceans are large or vast mass of water. Okay, now a small part of that ocean, or a subdivision, a small division of the ocean, is called sea. So we have many sea, right? Arabian Sea, Caspian Sea, these are all small part or a subdivision of the ocean. Okay, but they're part of the ocean. Now if a water body is surrounded by land on 3 sides. So if there is a water body here and it is surrounded by land here in the west, in the east and in the north, then this water is called bay. Okay? Now if the strip of water, if this water, okay, narrows and becomes smaller than a bay, if this narrows, so if, let's say for example, if it becomes narrow like this, so this is the water here, then this bay is no longer called a bay because it's narrow and it's very small. So that is called gulf. Okay. Now if the gulf becomes even more smaller and narrower, then that is called creek. Okay, and a narrow strip of water which connects 2 seas, okay, that is called strait. All right. Now, apart from these different water bodies within the ocean, now when we see or when we try to understand ocean, then there is always movement of water. Water is always moving. In the ocean, we may not be able to see it, but the water is always moving. Because of the movement of the water, we have waves, tides, and currents. Okay? Now let's look at what wave is. What is a wave? Wave is a rising and falling of the surface water, which is caused by pushing action of the wind. So as the wind blows, it pushes through the water in the ocean, and as it pushes through, the water level rises and falls. So that is called wave. Okay? Tide. What is a tide? Tides are regular and alternate rise and fall of water, just like wave, but it is caused twice a day by gravitational pull of the moon and the sun. Okay, so the moon and the sun, all right, the moon revolves around the earth, and the earth revolves around the sun. Okay, so the gravitational pull of the moon and the sun causes the water level of the sea and the water bodies to rise and fall twice a day. That is called tide. The third one is called the ocean currents. Ocean currents, what are they? Ocean currents are big streams of water flowing regularly, constantly, and in definite direction on the surface of the ocean. So these are streams of water that flow regularly and constantly in definite direction on the surface of the ocean. All right? So these are some of the important components or elements of hydrosphere. Now let's try to understand why is hydrosphere important for us, or what is the importance or significance of hydrosphere. We know hydrosphere provides us with water, salt, and many other chemicals which we use in our daily lives. Okay? Now hydrosphere also supports the water cycle. Water cycle is a cycle whereby the rain is formed, and that rain falls and then gets collected and then flows through the river, comes and drains into the ocean. Again from the ocean the water vapor are formed, and from there the rain, again from the rain flows into the river. So that is the water cycle. So because of the hydrosphere, the water cycle is maintained and is supported. Okay? Now water is a very important part of our lives. We cannot live without water. Water is absolutely necessary for our life, for our living. Okay, we need to drink water, we need water to wash our clothes, wash ourselves, to clean the house, everything. So hydrosphere provides us with this important essential resource which supports life. Okay, without water there is no life. Water also provides the cheapest way of transport. There are many modes of transport like air transport, land transport. Okay, water transport is the cheapest of all the transports. If you take a ship from India to America, it will be very, very cheap than taking a plane from India to America. Okay. Now water or hydrosphere connects all continents. Okay, the water or the ocean connects all the continents. So this makes transport and navigation through the water to reach different continents easier. Okay, now water or hydrosphere, the ocean, is also very rich in marine life. So hydrosphere provides us with diverse marine species, animals, plants, etc. Okay, now let's look at another important component of the Earth. So this is called atmosphere. Now atmosphere is basically the layer of air which surrounds us. Okay, so atmosphere is layers of air. Now this layers of air which surrounds us, surrounds the surface of the Earth, it consists of various gases. Apart from gases, it also consists of dusts, water vapor, etc. Okay. Now this diagram here, it shows the composition, okay, composition of the atmosphere. What kind of gases? We said atmosphere contains lots of different gases. Now what are these gases? Okay, so it consists of nitrogen, oxygen, argon, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, helium and ozone. Now you can see here the biggest, the largest component of the atmosphere is nitrogen. Second to that is oxygen, and then argon, and the smallest portion of that gas consists carbon dioxide, hydrogen, helium and ozone. Okay. Now, like I said, the gases or the atmosphere contains not only gases but also dusts, dirts and water vapor as well. Now, one of the important feature of the atmosphere is that it has ozone layer. Okay, this is a very important part of the atmosphere. This is a layer which absorbs all the ultraviolet rays that comes from outside and enters into the Earth's surface. So the ozone layer blocks the ultraviolet rays and does not allow it to enter into the Earth's surface, because ultraviolet rays are harmful to us. Okay, now atmosphere also helps maintain the temperature between day and night. Okay, it is because of the atmosphere we do not have extreme temperatures. Had there been no atmosphere to block the sun rays, to block the ultraviolet rays, then we would have extremely hot days, extremely cold nights, etc. Okay, the weather would have been very extreme. But because of the atmosphere, the layers of gases, we do not have such extreme temperatures. Okay. Now, atmosphere also provides us with oxygen. Oxygen is very essential for us to live, right? Without oxygen we cannot live. We have to breathe oxygen, right? So oxygen is provided for us to breathe the air. But apart from that, oxygen is also required for burning purposes. For anything to burn, oxygen is required. Apart from oxygen, carbon dioxide is also provided by the atmosphere. Now, carbon dioxide is very important for the plants, for the trees, because it is because of the carbon dioxide they can prepare their food through the process called photosynthesis. Okay, carbon dioxide is also required for extinguishing the fire. When there is a fire, if we have to stop that fire, we have to extinguish it, then we need carbon dioxide to extinguish it. Okay. Now, one thing that we have to remember is that when we said atmosphere are layers of gases, okay? Now, there is no limit to these layers, okay? Now, this can go on and on from the surface of the earth into the space, okay? Now, as it goes up into the space, the air or this layer becomes thinner and thinner and thinner, and it fades away into the space. Okay, now let us look at the importance or the significance of atmosphere. How is it important to us, or how is it important to planet Earth? Now, atmosphere is one of the reasons for the existence of life. It supports life, okay, on Earth. Now, atmosphere also has ozone layer, which I told you about. It is very important because it prevents the ultraviolet rays to enter into the Earth's surface. Okay, these ultraviolet rays are extremely harmful for us, extremely harmful for the planet, extremely harmful for the animals, plants, etc. So the ozone layer in the atmosphere prevents the entry of the ultraviolet rays into the Earth's surface. The atmosphere moderates the temperature of the surface of the Earth. So we do not have extreme weather conditions. We do not have extreme heat. We do not have extreme cold. Okay? Because of the atmosphere, winds, clouds, rain are created. Okay, had there been no atmosphere, there would have been no wind, no cloud, no rain. Alright, so it helps circulate the water through the water cycle. Alright, the water cycle, for it to occur, for it to take place, for it to happen, it requires atmosphere, it requires hydrosphere. Okay, so through the help of these components of planet Earth, the water cycle can take place. Okay, atmosphere and its existence also controls extreme seasons. We do not have extreme rainy season, we do not have extreme winter season. It's because of the atmosphere. Okay, and atmosphere also serves as a medium of air transport. It is where the plane travels in the atmosphere to reach the destination, various destination. Okay, so these are some of the importance or significant points with regards to atmosphere. Okay, this proves how atmosphere is very important for us.